Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And once again, we want to welcome every one of you for for registering for the program, first of all, for Education Beyond Classroom. And Education Beyond Classroom is an initiative that was rolled out by Produce Africa Development and Entrepreneurial Initiative for the purpose of mitigating the effect of COVID-19 on schools generally, and on students and on parents. The kind truth is that we all are aware of what is happening in the world right now. The COVID-19 global pandemic, it has affected the world greatly, and the way we would live our lives afterwards for a long time, I'm so sure it will be determined by the culture that we create right now. And in the education sector, we cannot, we have to also look at ways to reintegrate education. I mean, educational models that will facilitate spontaneous learning, spontaneous student-teacher engagement, basically. So that is basically what Education Beyond Classroom is. It's an initiative of Produce Africa Development and Entrepreneurial Initiative in collaboration with some private organizations, a couple of them which would make known later, to sponsor 40 schools basically to set up online classroom and train teachers, whom in return would go back to their students in their schools and engage their students remotely using Zoom, Google Classroom, and education e-learning portal. So all these are put together, and other little online resources are put together to make up an online classroom, to set up an online classroom for teacher-student remote engagement. The kind of truth is that this COVID-19 has shown greatly how some areas where there is great porosity in the education sector. Schools have been locked down, I think, since March this year. Schools have been locked down, and with some of the states they have engaged in podcast, in telecast basically, and they're engaging students in that manner. And of course, it is good, it is beautiful. Some schools can afford the learning management system and they're engaging students, but the kind truth is that a greater number of the population is left behind. A lot of schools are left behind, and they cannot really afford the basic learning management tools. And that is where we come in. It's a collective responsibility to sort things out in the education sector. It is the responsibility of the government, it's the responsibility of individuals, of corporate organizations. And we at Produce Africa, we are not going to fold our hands and just watch events as they unfold. So we feel it as a deep sense of responsibility to roll out this initiative. It cannot solve the effect of COVID-19 on schools. It can only mitigate it. It can only reduce it, and it has effect on the post-COVID-19 activities, because a learning management portal help combine all the schools' activities into one single piece, into one single portal, in such a way that it facilitates learning and organizes administration. So that is basically what we are giving, what we are sponsoring for 40 schools. In a short while, we'll be announcing the first 20 schools that have been verified. 40 schools qualified, but we have been able to verify 20 schools. And as we stated, we are going to announce those 20 schools, and the other 20 schools will be contacted via email. And basically that is it. And basically before we continue, we would want to talk to a couple of people, and to see okay, excuse me. All right. So before we continue, we want to call on a couple of people to get their perspective of COVID-19 and the effect of schools. I want to introduce Mr. Soji Oyetayo from Nigeria. It's staff of Quickteller Nigeria, basically. Soji, you're welcome to Education Beyond Classroom Initiative. Soji, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know if you can all hear me now. Um,
Actually, we have a question for you. We have a question for you, basically.
all right, please.
Okay. So the COVID-19 is a situation that how serious it is. We're not going to overemphasize on the seriousness. And we know that you are a staff of Quick Teller, a leading fintech company in Nigeria. And we want to ask, being in the forefront of of the technological space, what do you think is the role of technology in education this COVID-19 during this period of global COVID-19 pandemic? What do you think is the role of technology in education?
All right, thank you very much. I can see that there's a bit of audio issues. I don't know who the administrator of this initiative is. When it comes to the Zoom meeting, I think you can mute anyone who is not speaking right now. Gabriel.
Okay, let me do that. I'll do that now.
All right. It will help to reduce.
So kindly unmute yourself and mute and return back.
Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Like Gabriel rightly said, my name is Soji Tayo. Gabriel is my very good friend. I'm a staff of. All right. I think it is best if you leave your phone on your mute yourself on mute. Yes, like I said, your name is Samson Soji Tayo, a staff of InterSwitch Group Limited, which is also a sister company of Quickseller Nigeria. I'm sure most of you must have heard of the company. We are the guys that are behind the scenes, ensuring that you get your ATM and withdraw your money safely. The bill payments and transactions that are done across different platforms. We support a lot of SB. We support a lot of banks. All the banks in Nigeria are connected to InterSwitch Nigeria Limited. When the pandemic started, late March and early April, what we were scheduled with the Herculean task of ensuring that transactions and process transactions and bill payments and POS transactions across Nigeria continued without any hassle. So we were situated in our head office for about 7 days. So while the lockdown was in effect, we were in the office ensuring uptime of transactions and services, bill payments, recharge. So when you go to UBA ATM terminal to use your ATM with your GT bank card, we are the one that ensures that that transaction goes successfully and you are able to get value for your money. So the question that Gabriel asked was, how are we faring within this global pandemic? Well, as we're all aware, this is the new normal. Working remotely is the new normal. When I say new normal, what do I mean? I mean, this is how the whole world today is actually faring. Everybody, in one way or the other, is actually affected by this pandemic. So it is best for us to adjust fast to remote working, remote learning, remote shopping, and anything that can enhance, transactions and processes without being harm or being in the forefront of the exposure to COVID-19. I'm sure we have all been keeping safe, and I just want to say this is the best time to embrace this. We want to thank Producer and ensuring that
Excuse me. There was an interruption. You were saying this was the best time for something, but there was an interruption. Please, you should please kindly mute yourself if you're not talking. Please mute yourself if you're not talking, please. Thank you.
All right. So, like you said, I said this is the best time for everybody to embrace remote learning. This is the best time for you to embrace ICT. As you are well aware, ICT is we are in the digital age, and we are in the information communication and technology age where we do things seamlessly. We transact, we pay for goods and services. You don't have to be there in your present form to go to make a transaction. You want to book a flight, you are going to America, you don't have to do that. Thanks to ICT, thanks to information technology, we are able to book flights online. We are able to interact with our customers. We are able to even have this conversation on Zoom, where everybody is working and speaking remotely, listening remotely, and sharing ideas. So this is the best time, like I said, to embrace remote facilitation of education. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Soji. That was really it was quite informative. The Kenyan truth is that digital tools, this is the best time for us to really focus on digital tools, because we have seen that the analog method can fail. It can really fail. We have to prepare for eventuality. Kindly mute yourself, please, so that we can hear one person talk at a time. Thank you very much. So as I was saying, it is high time we embrace technology, and we try to use technology appropriately to facilitate learning. The candid truth is that the world, Africa, Nigeria as a case study, has been an analog nation for a long time. And if we are to call spade, if we say that we are blessed with resources in form of people, that's one of the best resources we have is human capital. It means therefore that, and we want to really look at that critically, it means therefore that we have children, the number of children that we have, the ratio of number of children that we have to have. As a matter of fact, children are being born every day, and when you look at schools, you see that with the influx of students in schools and schools springing up every day, as a layman, that will make you understand that we have a very great population of young people, in primary school and in secondary school and in university. We have a very great population. If you look at the number of people that are in university, that pass out from university on a yearly basis, you realize that we have a great number of our population as young adults and adults. So what I'm just saying, in other words, is if we say that we have human capital as one of the biggest capital we have, it will be useless in our hands if we do not develop this set of people. Because these set of people, they are the future industry shapers, the future scientists, the future engineers. And if we, in this part of the continent, if we really want to stand out in a couple of years, it means we have to invest rightly in the minds of these people, because the best set of leaders would come out of these people. The next set of leaders will come out of these people. The next set of inventors will come out of these people. If we really want us to get to that point where the dream Africa that we all want, which will be an Africa that would be a producing Africa. In Nigeria, basically, that will be a producing nation, not a Nigeria that depend on goods that are produced in foreign countries. If we really want to get to that point, then we must begin to focus on the right things today, which is education. And when I say education, I mean in terms of knowledge acquisition. So it is imperative for us to continually look for new ways to facilitate and to give education the basis which it requires, to run smoothly. Right now, I'll be calling on someone else to speak a bit more about education in this pandemic. I'll be calling on Dr. Ibukun Jegede. Dr. Ibukun Jegede, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very fine. Thank you for joining us on the event Education Beyond Classroom. I believe you have a holistic idea of what the event is about, and basically we'll ask you a few questions. But first of all, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very fine. Thank you very much. So
Yeah.
we'll ask you we'll ask you some questions.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you think, basically, what is the essence of is this education beyond classroom? I mean, this is e-learning necessary this period? I mean, is it necessary to engage students in e-learning this period? Just looking at the COVID-19 and the effect in the society, the effect on parents, is it necessary to engage students?
Okay.
Yeah, the e-learning.
Okay. Quick one. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Bukunjeka, the founder and group CEO of Hannibal Group in the UK and Nigeria. Back to your question, I think e-learning is very important in this time of the year. I'm very sure nobody expected COVID-19 to come up, but since we have the pandemic now, I think everyone has to adapt to the pandemic. I mean, so everyone has to adapt to this current situation. It's necessary for organizations to move from the traditional way of doing things to now move to the digital approach. Also, having an e-learning platform would enable organizations to have a proper documentation of what they do. Also, e-learning platforms would also allow all schools to have the opportunity to network to one another. Also, I feel it would also be necessary for students to participate in this platform because it would be very flexible for students to learn online. At this current stage, I'd advise organizations as well to change their pricing strategy. So, for example, I'll give a very good example. I don't know how much schools cost here in Nigeria, but if, for example, if a school costs like 20,000 naira, I mean, coming online would be more cheaper, and it would enable the organization to have more clients. So it would actually increase your client base as well. Everyone is moving from the traditional way to the digital approach. So I think it's necessary for organizations, especially schools, to actually do that. Also, it would save organizations or schools operational costs. So for example, if an organization in an accounting year, you have, or probably you're spending, let's say 50,000 in your operational cost. This would enable the organization to save cost if you move to the digital approach. So it's necessary for organizations to reposition themselves, and it's necessary for schools to reposition themselves in the market, which I feel this initiative, it's a very good platform for schools to join.
Thank you very much, Jegede.
Yeah.
And we are quite grateful that you are taking your time out to share some of your experience with us and talk to us basically about the necessity for e-learning. It is quite insightful, and thank you very much.
Right. You're welcome.
Okay, I can see from here that some persons have raised their hands. So Majid Folashade, please, we would give you an audience now to speak. Maybe you have a question or something so that we can, so please, you can speak now.
Question for now.
Okay, all right. Majid?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Majid, yes.
For now, I don't have any question.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So we'll get back to you once you have the question. Let us know. Thank you very
Okay.
much. We'll progress now. Okay, right now, we would call on. We would like to know how parents are able to cope. I mean, during this COVID-19 period with their children and areas that they think that e-learning can provide solutions. So we'll call on Mr. Anthony Eguji to talk to us about that, so that he can share his experience with us on how he manages children during this period of COVID-19. Mr. Anthony Eguji, are you there, sir? Okay. So once he gets back, we'll talk to him. But right now, there is a school that we are aware of that have been in the forefront of this digital technology. They have so embraced it in such a way that amazes us here at Produce Africa. We have seen that their method work. We have studied their models, and we think that we commend them, and we think they should share some of their experience with us, how they're able to do all that. So we'll be calling on Schoolmasters Academy from Aja in Lagos, Nigeria. So Schoolmasters Academy, please unmute yourself and talk to us briefly. Can you
Hello,
introduce
good
yourself
afternoon.
kindly introduce yourself and tell us about your school and how you are able to use e-learning to facilitate e-learning platforms to facilitate education and learning, and how students feel. Is it a development that you think is encouraging students to focus on academy now? I mean, is it improving students' academic life? Just thank you very much. So that is the question.
Good afternoon. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Am I audible enough? All right. Okay, so my name is Fumi Banwo, and I'm with Schoolmasters Academy. We're actually in Aja, Lagos. And since the pandemic started, we've had to train our teachers to join online learning. Lockdown isn't an excuse for learning to stop. So at a point, we had to train our teachers to be able to use the Zoom. We use the Google Classroom. And also we had, before the pandemic, we were actually working on our school website. So we had to quickly do a kind of training. We had to brush up our teachers to be able to maneuver teaching and dropping of classroom activities and all for our kids. So far, we've been able to achieve, will I say 80%, because, you know, and our parents have been wonderful, because really we can't do it alone. It's not even about the organizing of the classroom. The support from our parents has been amazing. From our nursery classes down to our secondary, we've ensured the feedback has been awesome. So apart from the Zoom classes, we also use the WhatsApp video calls to drop short lessons. You know, at a point, some parents complained about the data usage and all that. So we had to reduce the days from the 5 days in a week to 3 times in a week. But we use our WhatsApp video calls as an additional ways of dropping off activities, and so far so good. The response has been beautiful. So I feel that learning there's no need for learning to be obstructed despite the pandemic. You know, media, we've used media as the agent of our socialization. You know, we've used it in terms of, you know, getting across to our kids, and the feedback has been awesome. It has been awesome. And you know, the parents have also been, they've been great, because it's not just about giving our kids the activity. There's also room for feedback through our WhatsApp videos. You know, we encourage, especially for the nursery, you know, it's not really easy getting their attention, but we encourage them to do short videos of whatever activity that has been given to the pupils, and the feedback has been awesome. So I believe that despite the lockdown, or our kids are on point. So if classes resume tomorrow, our kids are, in short, they are on point. They are on point. We don't really need to start, you know, covering up the skin. We are already, you know, our learning is awesome. So I feel that if there's any school that has not, you know, joined the online classes, I think this is the time for them to try, because you know, the children, you can't leave children for so long without any form of learning. They might forget, and you know, we don't really know when the pandemic is going to end. So you know, it's we thank God for social media platforms that technology has brought to the world, and you know, it's important for us to follow the trend. We need to follow, because there's a sudden shift away from the classroom, the physical learning. And you know, some people are even wondering if there's still going to be, you know, the ease of lockdown or whatever. We don't really know. We don't really know, because the way we see this COVID-19, we don't know. It looks as if it has come to stay. So we have to look for a way around educating our kids, despite the fact that they're in their various houses. And so far, the Zoom meeting has been, you know, one of the social media we've adopted, the WhatsApp video calls, the Google Classroom, Skype. There are so many social media that we've been able to use, and so far so good. It has been, except for, fine, you know, we are in Nigeria, except for probably power, which is a general, you know, inadequacy. Except for power, then, you know, sometimes there might be lack of devices for some parents. You know, immediately the ease came in, some parents had to resume. So they had problems of, you know, dropping their laptops or their phones with their children. But apart from that, the classes has been ongoing, and the feedback has been awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are quite grateful. I think that it's a good feedback from someone that is in forefront right now, that is using all the available medium to facilitate learning and to ensure that these kids are not just sitting down at home doing nothing, because their minds are they're like an empty plot of land that is fertile. If you do not sow seed there, you do not plant there, weed will grow up there. So it is really necessary that we fill up those spaces, those fertile minds. We sow the right seed that will produce results. Because you leave them for a long time, by the time school resumes, eventually, which we pray it does, they may struggle a lot more. So it is necessary we start something now. We can start small, and we grow, and eventually we stabilize, and it becomes a culture, at least for this period. So thank you very much, Madam Fumi from Schoolmasters Academy.
You're welcome.
You have quite given us a good tip and some insights by sharing your experience, and we are really grateful. Thank you very much. Okay,
You're
so
welcome.
right now, in a short while, we'll be announcing the schools that have been verified. 20 schools, then there were an additional 2 because there was a tie. A group of judges sat down, and when they evaluated the conditions that were presented by the schools, it was discovered that some schools needed more than other schools. Okay, Mr. Austin, do you have anything to say? Please.
Oh, I don't.
Okay. Just a minute, please. So, Amina, do you have something to say? Okay, all right. So, you can do it on your computer, on your system, please. Please, I'm handing over to Amina right now, and then she has something to say, basically. Let's just give her a few minutes to put herself together. Few seconds, right? Okay, basically we are going to be talking to some schools right now. If is Future Bright School in the house? Okay, I can see Precious Pearl School all the way from Ilorin. Please, can you unmute yourself if you're a representative from Precious Pearl School from Ilorin? Just say something.
Hi.
Okay, great. It's good to know you're here. So we have a couple of questions for you, basically. Precious Pearl School from Ilorin. Can you unmute yourself? We want to have an engagement with you.
All
Okay,
right.
great. Okay, great. Thank you very much. So what's your name, please?
What did you say?
What is your name, please? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, Olushola Olawumi. My name is Olushola Olawumi.
So basically, I want to ask you a question.
All
in
right.
Ilorin over there,
Okay.
how is the pandemic affecting schools right now? I mean, what is the response of schools to this pandemic right now? What applicable methods are schools using to engage students right now in Ilorin?
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Here in
afternoon.
Ilorin, the environment is quite different from what we had in Lagos. So when the pandemic happened, it just struck like that, and nobody was ready for it. But there are some schools that have been able to get themselves in line with using technology to be able to get their pupils learning. Like for us here at Precious Pearls, we had to do it through a sort of training and preparation. It took us like a few weeks after the pandemic, after the lockdown, and then since then, we're able to prepare our curriculum, what we could use to engage our pupils. And we also communicated with the parents to let them know what are the things that we want to do. Because the parents, we have diverse parents here. It's not all of them that are tech savvy. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not all of them that are tech savvy. So we're thinking of the Google Classroom actually, but realized that so many of them may not be able to adopt that for now because they are not used to it. And we don't have a means of quickly training the parents because of the gap in technology usage for them. So we adopted a technology that is easy for them to use because they will be with the pupils at home and we will be in different places teaching them. So we have our content, we use the videos, the audios through WhatsApp for our classes, and we have it twice in a week. And then on the third time in the week, we're able to do some reviews with them and give them some other things. That's what we have been using for now, and it has been interesting. I must tell you, it has been interesting. I myself, I've also learned more. The parents themselves too have learned more. The teachers are on their toes. The parents, they're always ready to listen to what the teachers have to give to their pupils. The feedback is also very great. So I feel that the learning through technology is actually quite good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was it was quite awesome to have a feel of what is happening in Ilorin, and of course it is something that one that we should expect that in Ilorin that the approach will be different because it is peculiar for every state has its own peculiarity, so it should be peculiar. I mean the learning atmosphere in Ilorin, I'm so sure that really it should be peculiar to Ilorin alone. And thank you very much for that insight. And we are grateful that you are part of the program, and we hope that you emerge as one of the beneficiaries at the end of the event. Thank you very much. So we would want to talk to another school. Okay, let's throw it open. If you're a school, so that we don't have to call names. If you are a school and you have something to say pertaining to e-learning and the necessity of e-learning, either to your school or to the society at large, or the general necessity, not pinpointing it to a particular situation. I mean the general necessity of e-learning, but you can pinpoint it. Maybe you can relate it to your school, to the society, to the students, to the parents, So please, if you want to say something about that before we move to the next phase where we will be announcing the winners, please, just the floor is open, please.
Okay.
But let's do it
Hello,
in an orderly manner. I can see a lot of people have raised their hands, so
okay.
I can.
Can I say
please,
something?
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
yes, Majid.
Yes, I'm Alex Bassi from Papa Praise School. Actually, my connection just got distorted, so I had to use my partner's device.
Okay.
I hope
Yes,
you can hear
clearly.
me.
Great.
Yeah. Actually, for the technology, I can see that it's really helping because especially for my school, you know, there are a lot of parents that are not technologically inclined. With the help of this technology, I see that a lot of parents are being glued to it, and also helping this the student out in most of their work. And to be sincere with you, it has really opened the eyes of everyone to know what technology is all about. For me personally, I have gone out there to learn a lot on it because I actually did on technology. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, I did ICSI, and with that, it has actually opened my eyes to see a lot of things concerning technology and to the society at large also, most especially Lagos State. A lot of parents have actually glued to it, and I see that they are really, really working on it. And it will actually go a long way to develop, most especially Nigeria, to say, because we're a little bit underdeveloped when it comes to technology. With this, I think it will help. And most especially in my school, with the population we have in the school, I think the help of technology is will be really achieved and is going a long way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That is quite insightful. We're happy to know that that you even at your school that technology will be would strengthen and will facilitate the general operation. You know, the first and the most important thing is to know what to do. So if you know what to do, it means approach and employing the right approach becomes a stone throw. So it is great that you know first of all that technology is the right way to go, and we believe equally. We believe we concur with you that technology is indeed the right way to go, because if we must create a world that is better than the world we live in today, then we must do things differently. It's just the frank truth, and all we have seen, all that we have done in the past is what took us here, and that this is the state of the country, and this is the state of technology in the country, and as it affects education. So we can do better for the next generation that will
Definitely.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you very much for that insight. So we'll call on someone else. We'll throw it out again. If you have something to say, you can quickly just go ahead, and I can see Ismail Aramu's hand is raised. Ismail,
yes.
are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Kindly
okay.
Say something.
I'm Aremu Ismail. I'm from Luz CMUL Muslim Community Schools. In our school, we started very early.
Where's the location?
Idiaraba, Lagos, opposite Luz Hospital, Lagos University Teaching Hospital.
Okay, great. All right.
Yes, we started very early because we had prior information that schools are likely to be closed. Then, but one thing that we experienced that I want to share with schools, the beautiful thing about this technology is that it has something for everybody, no matter your level. So, yes, as I was saying, it has something for everybody. What I mean by that is that whatever device you are using, all the platforms, technologically, all the platforms, educational platforms, has different levels. For example, in our school, we discovered that we have diverse parents, we have parents from diverse backgrounds. There are those of them who are very, very good at technology because they are learned, and then they are there are people who use technology every day. There are those of them who are not used to technology. So we went for WhatsApp. So, but what we do with our WhatsApp is that we made it in such a way that we use videos, we use pictures, and then we combine it with voice notes. And this worked so well that even parents who knew nothing about technology were able to follow the classes. Then what we did again was to choose subjects. We choose subjects that are compulsory subjects. For those ones, we're taking it twice a week. And then we made sure that we are using videos, short videos, and then pictures together with the voice notes. But we did not start immediately with new topics. For about 3 weeks, we did revision so that the children and their parents can get used to the device and then get used to the platform. So, but after this, after 3 weeks, we started the lessons proper, the new term, and it has been fantastic. The response has been very good. Then I will implore schools to train their teachers. You can go beyond the use of the WhatsApp to training them on Scratch, how to develop animation. That's very good too. A teacher can actually use animation to teach the content of our lessons. And this animation does a lot. It's just like the cartoon that the children watch, and it will really, really go a long way. So I think the lesson with this pandemic is that we must all be on our toes and know that technology has come to stay, and the future of education lies with technology. Not only education, whatever job you do, like one of the speakers said earlier. So, and I think that's the only way to go. Thank you very much.
That was quite insightful, and we are really grateful that you decided to share some of your experiences with us. I believe for those that have not started with e-learning, and they are going to start, some of these experiences will then give them experience equally on how to the right way to begin and the right set of actions to take. Shortly, we're going to be announcing now it's 22 schools because we have two ties. Two other schools tied with two other schools, so we made it 22 that have been verified, and that will be given access to an online training, and not just an online training on Zoom and Google Classroom. They will be given a free portal equally, a free education learning portal that would help to organize the entire school's operation into one single piece in such a way that each student have his own account, and when the learning is organized in such a way that student can access it at any point in time, at any part of time in a year, and their results and their notes and the quizzes are done on systems, and then the systems mark the grades and put it up in. An e-learning system would encompass basically the Google Classroom and the Zoom and the rest, and an education management portal. So that will be given for free basically, and training alongside. It's all been taken care of by our sponsors. I would like to mention a couple of them right now because they have done us a great favor to sponsor this whole event. Education Beyond Classroom Initiative. And I'll call on Index Portal Globe. They are a major sponsor. We want to thank them for all that they've done. We want to thank Shoki Telecoms. We want to thank Saint Doors, and we want to thank Linsen Investment Limited. And your contribution to this program cannot be overemphasized. And we are really grateful, and we're thankful. Thank you very much. So shortly we will be calling on the 22 schools right now that have been verified, and that would have access to this free portal.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. You want to say something? Kindly, go ahead. Others to mute themselves.
My name is Daniel Olichi.
Okay.
I'm representing Christian Science School, Owerri.
Hello, Daniel Oluchi. Please kindly unmute yourself and then
All right.
speak to us.
All right, I have. I've done that.
We can hear you. Continue, please. Thank you.
All right. My question is, this e-learning of a thing, I believe and I think is only going to favor those wealthy ones. What of the non-privileged? Some of us, some of our kids, the parents don't have such, maybe the phone or the system. Now, how would they learn? Again, is in the classroom, kids are finding it very difficult to think that they'll concentrate outside classroom. These are
Okay, thank you very much. I believe you're done. If you're not done, I will unmute for a second. If you're not done, so that you can conclude. I'll unmute for a second. If you don't say anything, then I will assume that you are done. Then I'll continue from there. On for a second. Okay, great. It was, to be honest, it was a very fair question you asked, and then we have thought of that holistically. And then before we even started this. Before we put together the Education Beyond Classroom initiative, we thought of this critically. And then we were able to reach some places that made us understand that, okay, we should still go ahead with it because it was a necessary initiative. Okay, concerning your question that a lot of parents they don't have the devices to engage for teachers for their children to gain access to e-learning. Yes, it is a frank truth. We cannot shy away from that. As a matter of fact, that is one of the biggest challenges that e-learning have. And then you cannot do e-learning without your gadgets. It's not possible. And a lot of people live below even the middle class. A lot of people, their basic challenge now is food on the table. How to be alive, how to stay alive, how to have food to eat. That is a fact. But we cannot downplay the fact that we cannot downplay the necessity of e-learning still. You know, generally, although I'm not saying the fingers are not equal, I'm not going to use that as an analogy for this situation because it is pathetic. It's not a thing that anybody is excited about. But we would also realize that as much as some people cannot afford it, we will not focus on that alone. Because if we focus on that alone, we will be taking away everything from the table. We have to look at that. We have to consider that. Then we have to also consider other people. That as much as it is necessary for those that cannot afford it, it is also necessary for those that can afford it. And sometimes we can push ourselves. Sometimes to put some things in place to achieve a task that we won't achieve. So what I'm saying in a nutshell, in other words, is that we understand that it's a challenge, but we cannot overlook the fact that despite it's a challenge, we will still do the right thing. Because in a class of 10, possibly, in a class of an average of 10 on a normal day, possibly maybe 3 cannot really meet up with e-learning. But we will not, because of the 3 alone, throw away the 7. It is just the bottom line. So that we can focus on, we understand that the 3, this is a situation of 3, but we understand that the other 7, we have to also look at them. So that is that is what we came, that was our conclusion, and one of the reasons why we went ahead still, despite these challenges you pointed out. And I hope I've answered that question. And then from experience now, because we have been reaching out to schools basically to find out the method that they're using and how effective it is in preparation for this program. So that at the end of the day, we know that, okay, this is effective, this is not effective, this is productive, this is not productive. And from all we have gathered, students are, a lot more students are involved than we even imagine would be involved. A lot more involved, and a lot more are getting involved. As a matter of fact, a school today, as we speak, we found out that a school today, as we speak, they are having more like a CA, like a continuous assessment, the first continuous assessment today as we speak. And the way it's done, they are using an e-learning portal, and students sit they are sitting for the CA, and as if it's a normal CA but on a computer. And the system, the whole question have been programmed in the system, and the student just goes there, and the questions they come as though they come remotely in the remote format, and students are sitting for it as we speak. And at the end of the day, the system will evaluate their performance and return back the outcome of each person's performance for the school to utilize the way they will utilize. So when you look at all that, and the students, they are excited. The parents, they, of course, sacrifices must be made at some time in life. There's no time you make sacrifice that is easy. Sacrifices are always painstaking. They involve a pound of our flesh sometimes. So I think it is what is required now for children to be meaningfully engaged, and for learning to be uninterrupted. Sacrifice is very important right now. Sacrifice. I hope I've answered your question, and if you have another question, feel free to. Okay. I can see some other hands are raised already.
Hello, sir. Can I say something?
Oh, of course, yes. Go ahead, please.
Okay, like I did mention earlier that my name is Alex Basi from Perfect Praise School. Yeah, the other lady that called, I think from Owerri, she said some of the parents don't have the devices. Now, they can go an extra mile, like you said, that the 7 cannot be left out just because of the 3. Now, in my school now, we actually have a website for the school, whereby even those 3 can actually go to the cyber cafe, do the assignment at allotted time, like CBT, like you mentioned the other time, you click and for their CA test. Now, they can also go to the cyber cafe and do the test. If they don't have a neighbor phone, okay? If they don't have a neighbor phone, they can go to the cyber cafe to do the test. I hope everyone can hear me, right? Good. So we can't leave the 7 out of it. We can't leave the 7 out of it. The parents have to go an extra mile to make sure they get a device in order for the children not to suffer for it. They have to go an extra mile to get a device to make sure the children continue the learning. We just can't keep them at home. We know how the standard of living are in the country now, but all the same thing, we still need to go an extra mile to make sure the children don't suffer for this pandemic season. Okay? So please, they should do something concerning their school, open a website, and they can do the uploading, pictures, and I believe some of them uses the WhatsApp to get reach to the parents. So please, they should try and go an extra mile to make sure that they get a website for the school. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Majid. You have spoken very well, and we believe that that others are listening, and that they will employ some of these things you've said to facilitate the environment, the learning environment, and to encourage parents generally to understand the right set of decisions. Not take any more of your time, because we can see that the participation has dropped greatly, and we know that maybe data is an issue with network and all that. So we understand that even those that are qualified, that are not here right now, it doesn't affect their position basically. So whether you're here or not, you're qualified. Okay, so I'll be handing over to Amina, and she will be announcing the names of the schools, and so that I can elaborate on that, you will be contacted via email, and on our website produceafrica.org, the names of the schools will be listed by tomorrow that we're going to call now, will be listed on our website produceafrica.org, and then the 20 other schools that we have not verified, on verification in 2 weeks, we will then also list up the names and contact them via email and via text messages. I believe some of the schools have been getting emails and text messages. So we'll continue in that pattern, contacting you via email, via text messages, and the training basically will begin on the
6th of July.
The training will begin on the 6th of July.
And on the 17th of July.
And it will end on the 17th of July. So it's for 2 weeks basically. So 6th of July to 17th of July is the training and stages. And then by then, all that you need to engage your students remotely, I mean, in addition to what you do right now, what you have right now, would have been fully provided. So I'll be handing over to Amina, and then she will announce those schools. So Amina, we're handing over to you, please.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear
you. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Like I said earlier, we really enjoyed ourselves. I mean, we've had different opinions from everyone about how they have been coping with COVID-19, the big holiday, and how we've been, being in contact with our children. Okay, right now I'll be announcing the schools that have qualified for our portal to make our learning easier and better. Okay, so let's quickly listen to the names of schools I'll be calling on. Model Primary School, Kuda, New Bright Kids Nursery and Primary School, Tombi Foundation School, The Future Hope School, Tejumade Ezekiel School, Perfect Praise Schools, Olora, Precious Pearls School.
Present.
Okay, you have qualified already.
Perfect Praise present too.
Lutzcom Muslim Community School, Christian Science Primary School.
We are here.
Gilgapel Montessori School.
We are here, present.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, I stopped at Olodua Secondary School, Ogenovo Memorial International School, St. John's Nursery and Primary School, Geofarm Birchright School, Tosby Special School, Franklin Comprehensive School, Carby College, Cerulean Academy, Early Advantage School, Christ Nelson Royal Schools. So these are the schools that have qualified for our e-portal learning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amina, and we are grateful for that. Despite a lot of the time, honestly, we did not hear you, and you were very fast. But really, we quite we enjoyed your voice. Let's put it like that. Thank you very much. And I believe a lot of the schools are here right now. That so if you're here, can you just you want to just express yourself? Just say something, please, if you're here.
Yeah, can I say something?
Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, from Perfect Praise School, yeah, we are very grateful for the opportunity given to us to be part of the first 20. But we'll make use of this opportunity to go an extra mile to make sure that we participate in the training and make sure that we also help to make sure that the student also and the pupils also imbibe in them the technology aspect of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, can somebody else say something, please, from another school that has qualified now and verified? Can you say something, please?
Hello.
Okay, all right.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Sisan Durotimi from Tosby Precious School.
Okay, all right. Okay, Durotimi.
Yes, please. I really want to say thank you for this opportunity. And I know that this will actually go a long way in strengthening our e-learning in our school. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. We believe that also. We believe that. So if you have anything to say equally from another school that has qualified, kindly say something.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, okay.
Hello, good afternoon.
Some messages. A minute, please. We are getting some messages on chats, and we can read some of them briefly. So the idea is we don't want to take any more of your time so that we can wrap up. And I know a lot of you have you've used data and all that, and you have other things to do. We are grateful, and I can see that I can see a daddy in the house. I can see a daddy in the house. I can see a daddy in the house. I can see a daddy. That is Pastor Akinwale. Good evening, sir. Your microphone is...
Daddy, please unmute, please.
Yes, yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm Pastor Akinwale. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Pastor Akinwale from Precious Gems School.
Oh, okay, okay.
In Ibeshi, Ikorodu.
Ikorodu, okay.
I'm so delighted to have joined this session. It's very, very educative. And we hope that we have more in the nearest future.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
E-planning is something that has come to stay. And it is high time people now begin to imbibe in that spirit, whether we like it or not. And this, our nation, Nigeria, it is high time people now begin to know that it's a thing that is for a season, and then we imbibe it. Thank you so much, the coordinator of this program. We hope to have more in the nearest future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And then we are really grateful to know that you applied, that you deemed it fit to apply. And one thing is certain: all that is required for the successful start and completion is in place. And courtesy our sponsors, so that has been taken care of, and we are grateful to you and to our sponsors. And we know that in the future there will be better roll-up of events. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
So anybody else that has anything to say before we wrap up?
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes. Good afternoon.
My name is Balogun Quadri from Lut CMUL Muslim Community School.
Where?
Muslim
from
Community
where?
School. Lut CMUL Muslim Community School. Idiaraba,
Okay.
Lagos.
Lut CM?
CMUL.
Lut CMUL Muslim Community Schools. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, clearly,
So,
yes.
what I just want to say is that this opportunity is something I have dreamt of for long, and I am very grateful for this opportunity given to our school. And I also hope that this opportunity will help to move forward in our online classes.
Okay, please continue.
So I just said I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I hope through this platform and this medium, one will be able to move forward and to deliver more to the pupils. Like, for instance, currently in my school, I also give the pupils, some of the pupils, some question through a platform called a class marker, just to give them tests. But the problem about the class marker is that you have to pay, and I don't have the financial capability to sponsor that, because usually the free plan is just 100 points, and that's just 100 questions in a month. So that's just that. And I've been trying to work on other platforms too. So I hope this will go a long way to give me a lot of opportunity and avenue to explore and to deliver better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So in a nutshell, shortly we will be wrapping up the event shortly. And like I said, in the area of the the beginning of delivering the training has been all sorted out basically. Like I said, courtesy our sponsors, and we are grateful to St. Doors. We are grateful to Index Quarter Globe. We are grateful to Linsan Online. We are grateful to Shoki Telecoms because they made this possible. So we are really grateful to them all, and we know that their efforts would produce results that would reflect in society, greater society good. Okay, thank you very much. And then if there are other people that can we feature some of the messages. Messages are pouring in, and then we would just like to read one or two of those messages. Okay, we can see here from Daniel from Gilgal Pearl Montessori School. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you once again. Precious that's Precious Pearl School is saying thank you for the opportunity. Great job, produceafrica.org. Okay. So the message is that thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, we can see we thank God for His mercies on us every day for this kind gesture and privilege to participate on this platform. More grace for greater work ahead in Jesus' name. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. So those are some of a couple of what we can take. We cannot take them all. Thank you very much. And then we will be wrapping up now. If Mr. Austin, do you have anything to say? And Amina, do you have anything to say? Okay. So in a nutshell, we now the names of those that have won will be published on our website, that is produceafrica.org, and basically we have been contacting you via mail and text messages. That is still the method we'll be using to contact you, and so within now and 6 that the training begins, all that is needed for us to begin we will have communicated to you, and I believe we'll have a fun-filled learning period. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope that at the end of the day, you utilize this program, this initiative to enhance general learning during this COVID-19 and post-COVID-19, because that is the idea. It doesn't just end.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I want to talk on the lady that spoke about some people that are not privileged and this and that. And what I wanted to say then was that if there is a way, there will always be a way. My name is Mr. Folayan from Montessori School. So if there is a will, there will always be a way. They can also make use of the WhatsApp. I think everybody now has WhatsApp to use on their phone. So they can make use of the WhatsApp. One of the speakers has said how to use the WhatsApp, and I don't want to go back on that. So a parent can make use of the WhatsApp or a school rather than make use of the WhatsApp if they feel like they don't have the means to use all the almighty technology that they want to use. So that's what I want to say. Instead of saying, giving excuses that this and that, we don't have money, all those stuff, you can make use of the WhatsApp. It's at your fingertips. So that's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you very much. What you said was we quite get it, and I believe those that would require it appropriated in their experiences, I believe they've done that. And then thank you very much. We have come to the end. We have come to the end of this segment, which is the event and the announcing the 20 winners, and we have done that already. That means the program has actually come to an end. I can see a lot of people have taken off already. Yes, it is because that is how it is normally when it's coming to the end. And then we are grateful for your time. We thank you for your participation, and we just want to encourage you to continually keeping the faith alive, knowing that in a short while there will be a way out of this pandemic, because we are not hoping or praying to sit here for long. We hope and pray that we get out of this phase of life as fast as possible. So we pray and hope and that happens soon. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you, Schoolmasters Academy, for sharing your experience with us. Thank you, Soji Oyetayo from QuickTeller for sharing your experience with us. Thank you, Dr. Ibukun Jegede. We are grateful. Thanks to the entire Produce Africa Development and Entrepreneurial team, and to all the schools that participated. Those that did not win, please, you are not a loser. It is because we can only accommodate 40 and 20 right now, so you're not a loser. I believe there will be other platforms for other opportunities that would avail themselves for you to take advantage of. So you're not a loser, you are equally a gainer. You're equally gained. So thank you everybody, and we hope to see you shortly, to talk to you and engage you shortly as we make progress towards 6th, when the training will begin. So this event will be closing right now, and a big thank you to everybody. So can we just wave at ourselves? Let's just wave at ourselves, please. Let this be a departure memory. Let's just wave at ourselves, please. Thank you. Schoolmasters, wave at us, please.
Thank you too. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
And you too.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.